It's easy, you know? Not the dog part, but the regretting is. Heck, I have two mini Aussies, and some days are a little bit more difficult than others. And yes, even when they look this cute. But I have to say, it's the best thing that I'll ever regret. 4 years ago, my life changed completely when I got Frankie. On April 13th, 2020 was the day that I went to pick up this little guy. And that was the first time I ever saw him. And then fast forward to today, and now I have a 4-year-old Australian Shepherd. Well, actually I have two. This is Indy. She's a 7-year-old mini Australian Shepherd adopted by my girlfriend back in 2018. That's crazy. And so are you. So now I have two, and to be honest with you, I've always wanted to, but I can't say that this was planned. I have absolutely been loving having these two by my side, but it's not to say that it's not frustrating at times. With two very different upbringings, Frankie being a puppy and Indy being adopted, I had my work cut out for me. As you can imagine, the Australian Shepherd's a handful. Add in birds to the situation and it's just way worse. And leaves.
And licks.
The licks are the best part. I think we'll comb them out later. I wasn't planning on it, but now we gotta go home and get burrs out of you. No, this way. Go inside. Look at that. Got a little package. Pretty sure it has nothing to do with dogs. I was very overwhelmed at first. I mean, I just trained a puppy to be my best friend and listen to me and do everything that I wanted. And then I had a dog that was new to my life and that feared a lot of men. As you can tell, I'm one of them. It's to the point where Indy wouldn't even walk through a doorway if I was in it. And that crushed me at first. But I wasn't about to give up because I was with a girl that I loved and two dogs, two Aussies. Like, it was my dream. Even if it's not how I imagined I would get there, I am living it. Living the dream. Thank you, Vanko. But obviously it wasn't always as easy as it seemed. You see, growing up, I always had a dog. My first dog actually was a black cockapoo named Barney. And my second dog was a white cockapoo named Eddie, who recently passed away earlier this year. Eddie was my first dog that I had as a puppy, and I took him to puppy school and I trained him and I was so proud. And he ended up just being my best friend because when I was 16, I got a lot of head injuries and a concussion, and it just put me in a dark room for like 120 days, and I had Eddie there right by my side. And even though he is gone, he's the reason I was inspired to get Frankie and train him to be my little partner in crime, and he is a huge reason why I have such interest in any dog behavior. So no, I'm not a dog trainer. I just share my experience on here. This guy keeps following me. What do you want from me? You said a lot there. Indy, come here. Come on up. Up. Yeah. Now, fast forward to now, I had to train Indy to be comfortable with me. And I had to train myself and understand that not every dog is gonna like you just because you like them. And everybody tells you to adopt and don't shop. But to be honest with you, you do what's right for you. What fits your lifestyle better, but you just don't give up. You stick through it. Now, I shopped for Frankie and I got an amazing pup, but that took a lot of work. It took a lot of work, Indo. I basically had to be an asshole for like the first 2 years. And Angelica adopted Indy, and she has her quirks, and she wants to leave right now, so I will let her. Thank you, Indo. We love you. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't care how you get your dog. I care that you just love it. Now, I'm sure that you have done your research. to know how much effort and what the needs are for a specific breed. For example, like how much exercise they need, how much food they require per day. And I know you may think that you're not cut out for it, but just by watching this, just by researching a dog breed. Hello, Franco, you want some of this? Then I'd say that you're already off to a great start. By the way, if you want to try this kibble, it's great. It's what the little lady and Frankie eat, what Frankie is currently eating right now. There's a discounted 3.5 pound bag in my description. Okay. A little thing to remember is that your dogs are, oh my God, I'm almost falling over. And just the little thing to remember is that your dogs are happy that you're here. Me? You happy? Their actions mean something because they don't have words. They only have actions. If they're barking, ask yourself why. If they're licking their paws, and maybe they're allergic to something. It's not always something bad towards you. Kind of just like humans in a way. Sometimes they just don't know how to take care of themselves. So they need you. I used to get so upset and frustrated when my dog didn't listen to me or didn't perform a trick that I asked them to do. And then I would just take a step back and decompress. And it's in those little moments, even though they sound so cheesy, where I realize that dogs are kind of just like humans, where they have feelings and they're empaths. And those feelings transfer to us. So if they're feeling anxious, well, so are we. So that's why it's super important to know that how you feel also transfers to them. Come here. That's good enough. Indy wouldn't even walk through a doorway if I was in there. So I started opening the door and moving out of the way. Then I lured her in with a treat, and that was getting somewhere. And now I can say that with a little teamwork, the little lady now goes through a doorway if I'm in it. Good girl. That was awesome. That was awesome, little lady. Yeah, I got a nice bum, I know. Yours is nice too, Franco's. All you need to understand is that I'm your friend, and you're now mine. So for all of those that have those regretful moments and think that you made a mistake with your dog, well, majority of you didn't, okay? You just need to reevaluate what your dog means to you. And if you're treating them with that same meaning. And I know it can get frustrating, and I know it can be hard, and I know that your dog will never be as cute as when they were a puppy when they first came home. But they are thankful to wake up and see you every single day, the same way that you are, because you provide them with a home, with food, with love. So maybe you don't regret getting a dog. Maybe you just regret the way that you're treating them. But to be honest, Frankie kisses way too much, and I kind of regret kissing him for the first time. Way too many kisses, Frankos. Way too many. People ask me how I keep Frankie so skinny and in shape. It's because I always have to walk back to get my friggin' camera.